Long before the world as we know it, there was chaos, a swirling void of darkness and uncertainty. But from this chaos emerged a force so powerful, it would shape the very fabric of existence. That force was Zeus, the king of the gods, whose thunderbolt could shatter mountains and whose will could alter the course of fate. Born in secret, hidden from his father Cronus, who devoured his own children, Zeus's story begins with a struggle for survival and a destiny to rule the cosmos. His rise to power was not just a tale of strength but a testament to cunning, strategy, and divine determination. Today, we delve into the heart of ancient mythology to uncover 20 myths that reveal the true extent of Zeus's divine power, his battles against the Titans, his creation of Pandora, his judgment of humanity, and so much more. These stories are not just relics of the past, they are windows into the beliefs, fears, and aspirations of an ancient world that revered Zeus as the ultimate symbol of authority and justice. So, come with us on this journey through the myths that have captivated humanity for centuries and discover the enduring legacy of the god who ruled the heavens and the earth. Stay with us because by the end of this video, you'll see Zeus not just as a figure of legend, but as a reflection of the timeless struggle for power, morality, and order. Let's begin. As the tale unfolds, we find ourselves at the very beginning of Zeus's story, a tale of secrecy, survival, and ultimate triumph. Cronus, the ruler of the Titans, feared a prophecy that one of his children would overthrow him. To prevent this, he swallowed each of his newborn children whole. But when his wife, Rhea, gave birth to Zeus, she devised a plan to save her youngest son. She wrapped a stone in swaddling clothes and presented it to Cronus, who, unaware of the trick, devoured it instead. Meanwhile, the infant Zeus was hidden away in a cave on the island of Crete, where he was raised in secret by the nymph Amalthea and protected by the Curetes, who drowned out his cries by clashing their weapons. As Zeus grew, so did his strength and wisdom. When the time was right, he confronted his father, forcing him to regurgitate his siblings Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon. Together, they waged war against Cronus and the Titans in a conflict known as the Titanomachy. With his thunderbolt crafted by the Cyclopes and the aid of his siblings, Zeus emerged victorious, casting the Titans into the depths of Tartarus. This myth not only marks the beginning of Zeus's reign as king of the gods, but also establishes his divine power as the enforcer of cosmic order. It's a story of resilience, strategy, and the inevitable rise of a new era where Zeus's authority would shape the fate of gods and mortals alike. Following his victory over the Titans, Zeus faced the monumental task of organizing the universe he had claimed as his own. With the next phase of the journey in sight, Zeus and his brothers, Poseidon and Hades, gathered to determine how the realms of the cosmos would be divided. To ensure fairness, they decided to draw lots, leaving their fate to chance. Poseidon drew the realm of the seas, gaining dominion over all waters and storms. Hades, the eldest, received the underworld, becoming the ruler of the dead and the hidden riches beneath the earth. Zeus, the youngest yet the most powerful, was granted the sky, along with the authority to oversee the heavens and the affairs of both gods and mortals. This division was far more than a simple allocation of territories. By claiming the sky, Zeus positioned himself as the supreme ruler, the one who could wield the thunderbolt and command the forces of nature. The sky became a symbol of his omnipresence, watching over all creation from above. It also reinforced his role as the enforcer of justice and order, as he could cast his thunderbolt to punish those who defied divine law. This myth not only solidified Zeus's authority over the other gods, but also established him as the central figure in the Greek pantheon, the one who held the balance of power in his hands. The division of the universe also reflected the natural hierarchy of the cosmos. Poseidon's control of the seas and Hades' rule over the underworld were essential, but Zeus's dominion over the sky elevated him above the rest. It was a reminder that while the gods each had their roles, Zeus's power was unmatched, his influence reaching every corner of the universe. This myth served as a foundation for countless other stories, where Zeus's authority would be tested, challenged, and ultimately reaffirmed, shaping the myths and legends that would endure for centuries. Now exploring further into Zeus's dominion, we turn to the myth of Pandora's creation, a tale that reveals his cunning and his firm control over both gods and mortals. After Prometheus defied Zeus by stealing fire from the heavens and gifting it to humanity, Zeus sought a way to punish mankind for this transgression. His solution was as ingenious as it was merciless. He ordered the divine craftsman Hephaestus to mold the first woman from clay, a being of unparalleled beauty and grace. The gods then bestowed her with gifts. Athena taught her skills, Aphrodite granted her charm, and Hermes gave her curiosity and a persuasive voice. Yet Zeus had one final, ominous gift for her, a sealed jar which he instructed her never to open. This woman was Pandora, whose name means all-gifted. Zeus sent her to Prometheus, Prometheus's brother, as a bride. Despite Prometheus's warnings to beware of any gifts from the gods, Prometheus was captivated by Pandora's beauty and accepted her. Unable to resist her own curiosity, Pandora eventually opened the jar, unleashing countless evils into the world: sorrow, disease, and hardship. Only hope remained trapped inside, a faint glimmer left for humanity to cling to in the face of suffering. Zeus's creation of Pandora was a masterstroke of divine retribution. It demonstrated his ability to orchestrate complex punishments, using beauty and intrigue to deliver suffering. This myth also highlights Zeus's power over both gods and mortals, as he enlisted the aid of the Olympians to fulfill his plan while ensuring humanity bore the consequences. Through Pandora's story, Zeus reinforced his role as the ultimate enforcer of divine justice, a ruler whose strategies were as intricate as they were effective. This enduring tale serves as a reminder of the far-reaching consequences of defying the king of the gods and the delicate balance between curiosity and caution. As the heavens darkened with Zeus's wrath, we now turn to the myth of the Great Flood, a pivotal moment that reveals his role as a stern judge of morality. Disheartened by the growing corruption and wickedness of humanity, Zeus resolved to cleanse the earth of its evils. This decision was not made lightly, but as the king of the gods, he saw it as his duty to restore balance and justice to the world. Zeus summoned the rains and unleashed them upon the earth, causing rivers to overflow and the seas to rise. The once fertile lands were submerged and humanity faced annihilation. Yet, amidst this divine retribution, there was a glimmer of hope. Deucalion, the son of Prometheus, and his wife Pyrrha stood apart from the rest of humanity. Known for their piety and virtue, they were spared from Zeus's judgment. Warned of the impending flood by Prometheus, Deucalion built a sturdy chest to carry them through the deluge. For 9 days and nights, the couple drifted across the flooded earth until the waters finally receded. Gazing upon the desolate world, Deucalion and Pyrrha sought guidance from the oracle of Themis, who instructed them to cast the bones of their mother behind them. Interpreting this as the stones of the earth, they obeyed, and from these stones sprang forth a new race of humans hardy and resilient, born to repopulate the world. This myth underscores Zeus's dual role as both destroyer and restorer, emphasizing his authority as a moral arbiter. While his decision to flood the earth was an act of divine justice, his mercy toward Deucalion and Pyrrha highlights his capacity for compassion and his belief in the possibility of renewal. Through this story, Zeus asserts his ultimate power over life and death, while also reminding us of the enduring potential for humanity to rise from the ashes of its mistakes. With the waters of the Great Flood receding, we now step into the chaos of the Titanomachy, the monumental war that shaped the cosmos. This was no ordinary conflict. It was a struggle for supremacy between Zeus and the Titans, the ancient deities who ruled before him. Zeus, determined to overthrow his father Cronus and the oppressive Titans, knew he could not face them alone. To secure victory, he forged alliances with his siblings Hades, Poseidon, and the Cyclopes, who gifted him the mighty thunderbolt, a weapon of unparalleled power. The thunderbolt became a symbol of Zeus's divine authority, capable of unleashing catastrophic force. Armed with this weapon, Zeus led his allies into battle against the Titans, who were led by Cronus and the formidable Atlas. The war raged for 10 years, shaking the heavens and the earth as the two sides clashed in a struggle for control over the cosmos. Zeus's strategic cunning and the thunderbolt's sheer destructive power turned the tide in his favor. In a final, decisive confrontation, Zeus and his allies triumphed, casting the defeated Titans into the abyss of Tartarus, a deep and eternal prison. This victory marked the end of the Titans' reign and the beginning of Zeus's rule as the supreme god of the heavens. The Titanomachy not only established Zeus's dominance but also solidified the cosmic order, placing the Olympian gods at the heart of the universe. This myth highlights Zeus's role as a divine warrior and strategist, showcasing his ability to unite allies and wield power with precision. Through his victory, he became the undisputed ruler of the cosmos, a position he held with both strength and wisdom. The Titanomachy remains a testament to Zeus's unyielding will and his relentless pursuit of justice and order, cementing his legacy as the most powerful of the gods. As the dust of the Titanomachy settled, a new threat emerged to challenge Zeus's rule: the Gigantomachy, the epic battle between the gods and the giants. Born from the blood of Uranus and the earth, the giants were colossal beings with immense strength, each wielding unique powers. Their goal was nothing less than the overthrow of the Olympian gods and the disruption of the cosmic order Zeus had fought so hard to establish. But Zeus, ever the vigilant leader, would not let his reign be threatened so easily. Rallying the Olympian gods, Zeus prepared for the most formidable conflict yet. The giants, led by figures like Alcyoneus and Porphyrion, sought to storm Mount Olympus itself, aiming to dethrone the gods and claim dominion over the heavens and the earth. This was not just a battle for power, it was a fight for the very fabric of the cosmos. Zeus, with his thunderbolt in hand, stood at the forefront, a beacon of divine authority and unyielding resolve. The Gigantomachy was a clash of unparalleled scale, with each god and giant bringing their unique abilities to the battlefield. Athena, Zeus's daughter, played a crucial role, using her wisdom and strategy to outmaneuver the giants. Heracles, the mortal son of Zeus, also joined the fray, his strength proving vital in turning the tide of the war. Together, the gods and their allies fought with unmatched determination, their unity a testament to Zeus's leadership. The battle reached its climax when Zeus and his allies managed to strike down the giants, often relying on divine intervention and mortal assistance to secure victory. Alcyoneus, for example, could only be defeated outside his homeland, revealing the intricate nature of the conflict. Zeus's thunderbolt, combined with the gods' collective might, ensured the giants' defeat, restoring order to the cosmos. The Gigantomachy reinforced Zeus's role as the supreme guardian of cosmic order. It showcased not only his strength but also his ability to rally the gods and mortals alike in the face of overwhelming danger. This myth further cemented his divine authority, proving that even the mightiest foes could not challenge his rule. Through the Gigantomachy, Zeus demonstrated that his power was not just one of destruction but also of preservation, a force that upheld the balance of the universe. With this victory secured, Zeus's legacy as the king of the gods was further solidified, but his trials were far from over. As the next chapter of his story unfolds, we'll explore how Zeus's divine power continued to shape the fate of gods and mortals alike. As the echoes of the Gigantomachy faded, a new and extraordinary chapter in Zeus's story began, one that would highlight his unparalleled divine power in a most unexpected way. This time, it was not a battle or a confrontation, but a miraculous birth that would further solidify his legacy, the birth of Athena. The myth begins with Zeus experiencing a relentless and unbearable headache. Desperate for relief, he turned to the divine blacksmith Hephaestus, who struck Zeus's head with a mighty blow. From the wound emerged Athena, fully grown and clad in armor, her piercing gaze embodying the essence of wisdom and strategy. This extraordinary birth was unlike any other in Greek mythology, as Athena was not born from a mother but directly from Zeus himself. The story of Athena's birth carries profound symbolism. She represents wisdom, a virtue that Zeus valued above all others, and her emergence from his head signifies the union of divine power and intellect. This myth also underscores Zeus's unique ability to create life independently, a testament to his supremacy among the gods. Unlike other deities who relied on consorts or natural processes, Zeus alone could bring forth life in such a miraculous manner. Athena's birth also marked the beginning of a special bond between father and daughter. As the goddess of wisdom, warfare, and craftsmanship, Athena became one of Zeus's most trusted allies, often aiding him in maintaining order and justice. Her presence in the pantheon reinforced the idea that wisdom and strategy were integral to the governance of the cosmos, values that Zeus himself embodied. This myth not only highlights Zeus's divine power, but also reflects the ancient Greeks' reverence for wisdom and intellect. Through Athena's birth, Zeus demonstrated that his authority was not just rooted in strength, but also in the ability to nurture and protect the virtues that sustained the world. With this extraordinary event, Zeus's divine narrative continued to unfold, shaping the destinies of gods and mortals alike. As we move forward, we'll explore how his power extended beyond the heavens, influencing the lives of those who walk the earth. As the story of Athena's birth fades into the annals of divine legend, we now shift our focus to one of Zeus's most captivating and enigmatic myths, the tale of Europa. This story unfolds not on the battlefield or in the heavens, but on the serene shores of the mortal world, where Zeus's divine will takes on a form both unexpected and mesmerizing. The myth begins with Europa, a Phoenician princess of extraordinary beauty, gathering flowers by the seashore. Zeus, ever watchful from his throne on Mount Olympus, was struck by her charm and decided to win her affection. But rather than approaching her in his godly form, Zeus chose to transform himself into a magnificent white bull, its coat gleaming like the sun and its demeanor gentle and inviting. Europa, captivated by the bull's beauty and grace, approached it without fear. She adorned its horns with garlands of flowers and, entranced, climbed onto its back. At that moment, the bull Zeus in disguise leaped into the sea and carried her across the waves to the island of Crete. This myth is rich with themes of transformation and divine intervention. Zeus's decision to take the form of a bull not only reveals his ability to shape-shift at will, but also underscores his cunning and resourcefulness. The story also highlights the unpredictable nature of divine will, as Europa's life is forever changed by an encounter she neither anticipated nor fully understood. Beyond its themes of transformation, the abduction of Europa is a testament to Zeus's romantic escapades, a recurring motif in Greek mythology. While his actions are often driven by desire, they also carry profound consequences for mortals, shaping their destinies in ways they could never have imagined. In Crete, Europa became the mother of Minos, Rhadamanthes, and Sarpedon, figures who would go on to play significant roles in Greek mythology. The island itself became a central hub of culture and power, forever linking Europa's name to its legacy. This myth, like so many others, showcases Zeus's ability to intertwine the lives of gods and mortals, weaving a tapestry of love, power, and destiny. As we continue to explore his divine exploits, we'll see how his actions not only shaped the lives of individuals, but also influenced the course of history itself. As the tale of Europa recedes into the mists of myth, we now turn to a story that delves into the very heart of Zeus's divine authority, the punishment of Prometheus. This myth, one of the most profound in Greek mythology, explores themes of rebellion, justice, and the delicate balance between gods and mortals. Prometheus, a titan known for his cunning and compassion, defied Zeus by stealing fire from the gods and giving it to humanity. This act of defiance was not just a gift of warmth and light, but also a symbol of knowledge, progress, and civilization. With fire, humans could cook food, forge tools, and ultimately rise above their primitive state. Zeus, however, saw this as an unforgivable transgression. In his eyes, Prometheus had disrupted the natural order, challenging the authority of the gods by empowering mortals. Enraged, Zeus devised a punishment as severe as the crime itself. He ordered Prometheus to be chained to a rock in the Caucasus Mountains, where an eagle would feast on his liver every day. Because Prometheus was immortal, his liver would regenerate each night, ensuring an endless cycle of torment. This myth reveals Zeus's role as the enforcer of divine order. His punishment of Prometheus was not merely an act of vengeance, but a statement to both gods and mortals. The boundaries between the divine and the earthly must not be crossed. Zeus's harshness underscores his commitment to maintaining the hierarchy of power, even if it means inflicting suffering on those who defy it. Yet, the story of Prometheus also highlights Zeus's complex relationship with humanity. While he punished Prometheus for aiding mortals, Zeus's actions were not entirely without nuance. Humanity, the beneficiaries of Prometheus's gift, were not directly punished. Instead, Zeus chose to focus his wrath on the Titan himself, perhaps acknowledging the potential for human ingenuity and progress. This myth has resonated through the ages, symbolizing the eternal struggle between authority and rebellion, order and chaos. It also serves as a reminder of Zeus's multifaceted nature. He is both a protector of divine law and a figure capable of immense cruelty. As we move forward in our exploration of Zeus's myths, we'll see how his actions continue to shape the lives of gods and mortals alike, weaving a narrative of power, consequence, and legacy. As the echoes of Prometheus's defiance fade, we now shift to a tale that intertwines divine intervention with human destiny, the judgment of Paris. This myth, though seemingly centered on a mortal prince, reveals Zeus's subtle yet profound influence over fate and the unfolding of history. The story begins with a wedding, the union of Peleus and Thetis, a mortal and a sea nymph. All the gods and goddesses were invited except for Eris, the goddess of discord. In her anger, Eris tossed a golden apple into the gathering, inscribed with the words, "To the fairest." This simple act ignited a rivalry among Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite, each claiming the apple for herself. Unwilling to decide between them, Zeus chose Paris, a mortal prince of Troy, to act as the judge. This decision, though seemingly indirect, was a calculated move by Zeus. He knew the consequences of such a choice would ripple far beyond the moment. Paris, presented with the apple, was offered bribes by each goddess. Hera promised him power, Athena offered wisdom, but Aphrodite tempted him with the love of the most beautiful woman in the world, Helen of Sparta. Paris granted the apple to Aphrodite, unknowingly setting in motion the events that would lead to the Trojan War. His abduction of Helen, who was already married to King Menelaus, ignited a conflict that would last for 10 years and shape the course of history. Zeus's role in this myth is both passive and pivotal. By entrusting the judgment to Paris, he avoided direct involvement yet orchestrated a chain of events that fulfilled his greater will. This story underscores Zeus's mastery over fate and his ability to shape human affairs without overt interference. It also highlights the fragility of human decisions, as Paris's choice, driven by desire rather than wisdom, led to catastrophic consequences. The judgment of Paris serves as a reminder of Zeus's far-reaching influence. Even when he appears absent, his presence is felt in the choices made by mortals and the paths they follow. This myth bridges the divine and the mortal, showing how the actions of gods and humans are inextricably linked in the tapestry of fate. With this tale, we see yet another dimension of Zeus's power, his ability to shape destiny through subtlety and foresight. As we continue our journey through the myths of Zeus, we'll discover how his influence extends even further, weaving together the lives of gods and mortals in ways both profound and unexpected. Now turning to the tale of Callisto, we uncover a myth that intertwines love, jealousy, and the formidable power of Zeus. Callisto was a devoted follower of Artemis, the goddess of the hunt, and had sworn an oath of chastity. However, Zeus, known for his amorous pursuits, took notice of her beauty. Disguising himself as Artemis, he approached Callisto and through deceit claimed her affection. When Hera, Zeus's wife, discovered the affair, her wrath was swift and unrelenting. In one version of the myth, Hera transformed Callisto into a bear as punishment, while in another, it was Zeus himself who altered her form to protect her from Hera's vengeance. Regardless of who enacted the change, Callisto's life was irrevocably altered. She roamed the forests as a bear, her humanity stripped away, yet her soul remained unchanged. Years later, Callisto's son, Arcas, now a skilled hunter, encountered her in the woods. Unaware of her identity, he raised his spear to strike. In a moment of divine intervention, Zeus placed both Callisto and Arcas among the stars, transforming them into the constellations Ursa Major and Ursa Minor. This myth serves as a poignant reminder of Zeus's complex nature, his capricious desires, and his capacity for both harm and protection. It also highlights the far-reaching consequences of his actions, as Callisto's life was forever marked by her encounter with the king of the gods. The story reflects themes of power, betrayal, and the enduring connection between the divine and the mortal realms. Through the tale of Callisto, we witness yet another facet of Zeus's influence, his ability to shape lives in ways both profound and tragic. As we venture further into the myths of Zeus, we'll see how his power continues to weave intricate patterns across the lives of gods and mortals alike. With the story of Callisto still fresh in our minds, we now shift our focus to another extraordinary myth that showcases Zeus's power to defy the natural order, the birth of Dionysus. This tale begins with Zeus's love affair with Semele, a mortal princess. When Hera discovered their relationship, she devised a cunning plan to eliminate Semele. Disguised as an old woman, Hera planted seeds of doubt in Semele's mind, convincing her to ask Zeus to reveal his true divine form. Reluctant but bound by a sacred oath, Zeus complied, and the sheer intensity of his divine presence consumed Semele in flames. Yet, even in her death, Semele's unborn child, Dionysus, was saved. Zeus sewed the infant into his own thigh, allowing him to grow until he was ready to be born. This unusual birth not only highlights Zeus's ability to transcend natural laws, but also symbolizes themes of rebirth and transformation. Dionysus, often associated with wine, fertility, and ecstasy, embodies the cyclical nature of life and death, emerging from Zeus's body as a testament to the god's creative and regenerative powers. This myth underscores Zeus's role as a protector and innovator, willing to go to extraordinary lengths to preserve life. It also reflects his complex relationship with mortality and divinity, as Dionysus himself straddles both realms, being both a god and the child of a mortal. The story of Dionysus's birth serves as a powerful reminder of Zeus's authority over life itself, his capacity for both destruction and renewal, and his ability to shape the destinies of gods and mortals alike. As we move forward, we'll continue to explore how Zeus's divine influence weaves through the tapestry of ancient myths, leaving an indelible mark on both the heavens and the earth. As we step into the next chapter of Zeus's myths, let's uncover the story of Ixion, a tale that reveals the god's unyielding commitment to justice. Ixion, a mortal king, committed a grave offense when he attempted to seduce Hera, Zeus's wife. Consumed by arrogance, Ixion believed he could outwit the gods, but Zeus, the ultimate judge, saw through his deceit. To test Ixion's intentions, Zeus created a cloud in the likeness of Hera, known as Nephil. Ixion, blinded by his ambition, fell into the trap and pursued the illusion. This act of betrayal sealed his fate, and Zeus swiftly delivered his punishment. Ixion was bound to a fiery, spinning wheel in the underworld, condemned to suffer eternal torment for his hubris. This myth serves as a stark reminder of Zeus's role as the enforcer of divine justice. It highlights the consequences of moral transgressions and the unbreakable boundaries between mortals and gods. Through Ixion's punishment, Zeus not only protects his own honor, but also upholds the principles of morality and order that govern both the heavens and the earth. As we continue, we'll delve deeper into Zeus's intricate role in shaping the fates of gods and mortals alike, exploring how his divine power intertwines with the threads of justice and retribution. Now shifting our focus to another captivating tale, let's explore the myth of Zeus and his affair with Leda, a story steeped in transformation and destiny. In this myth, Zeus, ever the shape-shifter, takes on the form of a majestic swan to approach Leda, the queen of Sparta. Overcome by the beauty and grace of the swan, Leda is drawn to him, and their union sets in motion events that would shape the course of history. From this encounter, Leda lays 2 eggs, one of which hatches to reveal Helen, whose legendary beauty would later spark the Trojan War. This myth is emblematic of Zeus's ability to manipulate the natural world and his profound influence over mortal lives. By transforming into a swan, Zeus not only demonstrates his power over form and identity, but also highlights the divine's capacity to alter the course of human events in ways that are both unpredictable and profound. The story of Leda and Zeus also underscores themes of transformation and the fluid boundaries between the divine and the mortal. Zeus's actions, though often driven by desire, carry far-reaching consequences that ripple through generations, reminding us of the interconnectedness of all things under his rule. As we continue our journey through Zeus's myths, we'll see how his divine interventions, whether through love, wrath, or justice, continue to shape the fates of gods and mortals alike, weaving a complex tapestry of power and destiny. As we turn our gaze skyward, another fascinating myth unfolds, this one explaining the very origins of the Milky Way. According to ancient Greek legend, the Milky Way was born from an act of divine deception and maternal care. The story begins with Zeus's son, Hercules, born from his affair with the mortal Alcmene. Zeus, ever determined to ensure Hercules' immortality, devised a plan to have the infant drink the milk of Hera, his queen and the goddess of motherhood. Under the cover of night, Zeus brought the infant Hercules to Hera while she slept, placing him at her breast. However, as Hercules began to nurse, Hera awoke, startled by the presence of the child. In her shock, she pulled away, causing her milk to spill across the heavens. This celestial milk became the Milky Way, a luminous band of stars stretching across the night sky. This myth not only explains the creation of the Milky Way, but also highlights Zeus's unwavering determination to secure his progeny's divine status. Through this act, Zeus once again demonstrates his ability to manipulate both gods and mortals to achieve his ends, even if it means deceiving his own wife. The story also underscores the complexities of Hera's role as both a nurturing mother and a figure often wronged by Zeus's infidelity. The Milky Way stands as a testament to Zeus's influence over the cosmos and his far-reaching impact on the divine and mortal world. As we continue to explore Zeus's myths, we'll see how his actions, driven by both love and ambition, continue to shape the very fabric of the universe, leaving an indelible mark on both myth and reality. Now shifting focus to another tale of transformation and divine intrigue, we encounter the story of Io, a mortal woman whose life was forever altered by Zeus's actions. Io was a priestess of Hera, known for her beauty and devotion. However, Zeus, ever prone to infatuation, became enamored with her. To conceal his affair from Hera, Zeus transformed Io into a cow, a seemingly simple yet ingenious solution to hide her in plain sight. Yet Hera, ever watchful and suspicious, was not easily deceived. She demanded the cow as a gift, placing Io under the watchful eyes of the 100-eyed giant Argus. This act exemplifies the lengths to which Zeus would go to protect his interests, even if it meant subjecting Io to a life of suffering and confinement. The myth of Io reflects the complex interplay of power, jealousy, and protection within the divine realm. Zeus's intervention, though intended to safeguard Io, ultimately led to her prolonged torment. It also highlights Hera's relentless pursuit of justice and her determination to assert her authority, even in the face of Zeus's cunning. As the story unfolds, Io's transformation becomes a symbol of the far-reaching consequences of divine actions, reminding us that even the gods' decisions can ripple across the lives of mortals in unexpected ways. Through this myth, we see how themes of power and jealousy intertwine, shaping the destinies of both gods and mortals alike, and further cementing Zeus's role as a figure of both protection and unpredictability. Now looking to another tale of divine retribution, we encounter the story of Tantalus, a figure whose arrogance and crimes against the gods earned him one of the most infamous punishments in Greek mythology. Tantalus, a son of Zeus and a mortal woman, was favored by the gods and even allowed to dine with them on Mount Olympus. Yet his hubris led him to commit unspeakable acts. In one version of the myth, he stole ambrosia and nectar from the gods to share with mortals, seeking to elevate humanity to divine status. In another, he committed an even graver offense. He served his own son, Pelops, as a meal to the gods to test their omniscience. Zeus, enraged by Tantalus's treachery and disrespect, condemned him to an eternal punishment in the underworld. Tantalus was placed in a pool of water beneath a fruit tree, but whenever he reached for the fruit, the branches would rise out of his grasp. When he bent down to drink, the water would recede before he could quench his thirst. This torment, known as the punishment of Tantalus, became a symbol of unattainable desires and the consequences of defying divine will. The myth underscores Zeus's role as the supreme enforcer of justice, ensuring that even those closest to him faced severe consequences for their actions. It also serves as a reminder of the gods' unwavering standards and the dangers of overstepping mortal boundaries. Through Tantalus's story, we see Zeus's commitment to maintaining order and morality, even when it involves punishing his own kin. This tale reinforces the idea that no one, no matter their status or lineage, is above the laws set by the gods. With this myth, Zeus's identity as a divine judge is further solidified, reminding us of the enduring consequences of hubris and the inevitable justice meted out by the ruler of the heavens. As we shift our gaze to another fascinating tale of Zeus's romantic exploits, we find the myth of Danae and the extraordinary events that surrounded her. Danae was the daughter of King Acrisius of Argos, who had been warned by an oracle that his grandson would one day kill him. Fearful of this prophecy, Acrisius imprisoned Danae in a bronze chamber to prevent her from ever bearing a child. Yet the will of the gods cannot be thwarted. Zeus, ever resourceful and enamored by Danae's beauty, transformed himself into a shower of gold and descended into her chamber. Through this divine encounter, Danae became pregnant with Perseus, a child destined for greatness. This myth highlights themes of divine intervention and the inescapable nature of fate. Despite Acrisius's efforts to control destiny, Zeus's actions ensured that the prophecy would come to pass. The story also underscores Zeus's ability to transcend mortal barriers, using his divine powers to achieve his desires. Through the birth of Perseus, who would later fulfill the oracle's prediction, we see how Zeus's actions shape the course of human lives, intertwining the divine and mortal realms. This tale serves as a reminder that even the most carefully laid plans of mortals can be undone by the whims of the gods. reinforcing Zeus's role as a force of destiny and the ultimate orchestrator of fate. Now, as we ascend to the heights of Mount Olympus, another remarkable myth unfolds: the creation of the eagle, Zeus's sacred animal and messenger. This majestic bird, known for its strength, keen vision, and dominance over the skies, was not just any creature but a symbol of Zeus's supreme power and divine authority. According to the myth, Zeus himself fashioned the eagle to serve as his loyal companion and a bridge between the heavens and the mortal world. The eagle's ability to soar effortlessly through the skies mirrored Zeus's dominion over the heavens, while its sharp talons and unwavering focus reflected his role as the enforcer of justice and order. In many stories, the eagle is depicted as Zeus's trusted messenger, carrying out his divine will and delivering his judgments. One particularly striking tale involves the eagle tormenting Prometheus, a titan who defied Zeus by giving fire to humanity. This act of punishment, carried out by Zeus's sacred bird, underscores the eagle's role as an extension of Zeus's wrath and authority. Beyond its practical functions, the eagle also held deep symbolic meaning. It represented not only Zeus's power but also his ability to oversee the world from above, ensuring that no deed, whether noble or wicked, escaped his notice. The creation of the eagle thus reinforces Zeus's image as the ultimate ruler, a god whose influence permeates every corner of the universe. Through this myth, we see how Zeus's divine authority is made manifest in the natural world, with the eagle standing as a timeless emblem of his strength, wisdom, and unyielding control. As the veil between life and death lifts, we enter a realm where Zeus's authority extends beyond the mortal world, into the afterlife. In lesser-known myths, Zeus is depicted as the final arbiter of souls, a role that underscores his ultimate power over both life and death. These stories reveal a different facet of his divinity, one where he presides over the fates of the departed, weighing their deeds to determine their eternal destiny. In some tales, Zeus is said to sit alongside other gods, such as Hades and the Fates, to judge the souls that cross into the underworld. Here, he examines the lives of mortals, balancing their virtues against their transgressions to decide whether they deserve reward or punishment. This role as a divine judge highlights Zeus's deep connection to justice, not just in the living world but in the realm beyond. One particularly intriguing myth involves Zeus judging the soul of a mortal who, in life, had committed both great acts of kindness and terrible crimes. Unable to decide whether the soul belonged in Elysium or Tartarus, Zeus devised a unique solution. He granted the soul a chance to reincarnate, allowing it to seek redemption in a new life. This story illustrates Zeus's wisdom and fairness, as well as his belief in second chances. Another tale tells of Zeus intervening in the fate of a hero who had been wrongfully condemned to the underworld. Recognizing the injustice, Zeus overturned the decision, ensuring the hero's soul was granted eternal peace in Elysium. Through these myths, we see Zeus's unwavering commitment to justice, even in the face of the complexities of the afterlife. His role as the final judge of souls reinforces his image as the ultimate authority, a god whose power transcends the boundaries of life and death, shaping the destiny of all beings, both mortal and divine. As we reflect on these lesser-known stories, we gain a deeper understanding of Zeus's profound influence, not just over the living but over the eternal journey of the soul. As the tales of Zeus's divine power come to a close, we stand in awe of the enduring legacy he has left behind. From his dramatic birth and rise to power to his eternal role as judge of souls, Zeus's influence stretches across every corner of the cosmos. These 20 myths reveal not just his strength and authority, but also his complexity, his wisdom, his wrath, and his unwavering commitment to justice. Whether wielding his thunderbolt in battle, shaping the fates of mortals, or orchestrating the balance of the universe, Zeus's presence looms large, reminding us of his unparalleled role as king of the gods. His stories have shaped cultures, inspired art, and continue to captivate us even today. As we reflect on these myths, we see a god who is both a protector and a punisher, a creator and a destroyer, a figure of both awe and reverence. The myths of Zeus are more than just ancient tales. They are timeless lessons about power, morality, and the human condition. Now, we'd love to hear from you. Which of these Zeus myths resonated with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey through the legends of Zeus, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more mythological adventures. Until next time, may the thunderbolts of Zeus guide your path.